remember the ships all steaming out, line ahead out of the Surabaya harbour, and it was quite exciting to see so many ships all going out on a mission.
It was at that particular time that Captain Waller addressed the ship's company, and somewhere along these lines, saying over the loudspeaker system that Japanese forces have been sighted, we'll be going into battle with them fairly soon, and with a little bit of luck we should be able to give these little yellow bastards what for.
With the breaking of the Australian battle flag out up on the mainmast, and there's a huge flag, and it was being on the 4-inch gun deck, which we got so enthused, we cheered and cheered, and we thought this is something that we've been trained for. The first time I'd seen it, yes, and it was a magnificent sight. A thrill of my lifetime.
Zelf was in zeevielen.
But as it was, we were on the receiving end of an Aunt Sally job all the time. Our skip was just about up and down.
If he could have made the decision, he might have got in closer, quicker, to use our 6-inch, and not being an Aunt Sally being plastered with 8-inch shells that we couldn't reply to.
You could hear them whistling through the air. And stupid thing to say, but as you could hear them coming, we were on the bridge with our steel helmets on, we were still ducking.
There's only 2 ships left then, the Houston and the Perth. And we were tied up alongside the pier in Tanjong Priok and waiting for their orders. Finally, that afternoon, a lone plane, Japanese plane, circled around, and we knew that we were going to be in trouble.
On the last night, the cat was going ashore, down the gangway. So they scarpered off down the gangway and got the cat and brought it back, and I kept it. So it couldn't get off, because I said, that's bad luck, cat's leaving the ship.
Our intentions were to leave the Java Sea, go through Sunda Straits and head for Australia. But as we headed into Sunda Straits, Perth was leading and made first contact at some strange flashing signal lights that they didn't recognize, and figured there must be Japanese because that's the only other kind of forces that were around. So they opened fire.
When we got the 3rd torpedo, and we were getting hit by projectiles, and the aeroplane was blowing off, and the rest of the ship, my knees started to knock. They just knock, 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 knock. And I urinated myself a little bit, but it was only for a fraction of a second that I must have got a little bit of fear. But touch wood, I never panicked.
I suppose it would be about 15 minutes after I got over the side of the ship. She gradually heeled over and went down bow first on the port bow. And the very last thing that happened to that ship, the Perth, was the battle ensign, this great big battle ensign. And she gradually went down and dipped down under the water. The very last thing that I've got a recollection of, the 4 propellers turning around and they disappeared, and then the battle ensign went down. It was the very last thing that floated down was the battle ensign.